Hi guys, good evening. It's quite windy outside. I was going to do it outside when it was the sun, but anyways, there are 3 episodes that I'm going to put out on ADHD and perfect pitch and how rare it is for them to overlap each other. So let's start with ADHD and perfect pitch. It's part 5. There are very limited direct research on a specific ADHD plus absolute pitch or perfect pitch population. What does exist suggests some interesting but tentative links rather than firm conclusions. I'll summarize what we do know, what is unknown, and why this might be of interest to researchers. So, what we do know about perfect pitch is the ability to identify or produce a musical note without a reference note. It's relatively rare, as 1 in 20,000 in the general population. It has been linked to early musical training, especially before around 3 to 5, and possibly genetic factors. I think I was born with it. I sort of got I was playing drums in my mommy's tummy. Like, I don't know how she trained me to have perfect pitch, but there's a gene for perfect pitch, which I put out, and I'm going to do more research on it because there's inconclusive research results, and I don't want to put out something that will confuse people and confuse me as well, obviously. So about ADHD and auditory music processing. ADHD is associated with differences in attention control, working memory, inhibition, and in some studies, auditory or sensory processing differences. For example, a study showed that children or adolescents with ADHD or dyslexia had differences in musical performance, such as pitch and rhythm task, compared to other control groups. Another smaller study looked at voice characteristics in children with ADHD, though not at perfect pitch, and found some differences in vocal acoustics. So, about the perfect pitch and neurodevelopment traits. Several studies show that people with AP, or perfect pitch, or PP, have higher score. Hey, baby, what are you doing? Have higher score, where am I? On traits associated with the autism spectrum. For example, musicians with perfect pitch score higher on the autism spectrum than musicians without perfect pitch. The differences in AQ scores, notably in imagination and attention switching subskills rather than core social or communication features. So, what we do not know, or what remains unclear, there's no published studies to people's knowledge, specifically examining a cohort of people who have ADHD and perfect pitch, and comparing them to ADHD without perfect pitch and perfect pitch without ADHD. And I have mentioned this many times, there's lots of research that needs to be done. Population of perfect pitch plus ADHD, very, very, very rare. And I feel blessed to be part of that rare group, even though it does give me some disadvantages, such as obviously auditory, sensory, memory, that I don't want to think about. I hear things that other people don't hear because I don't know what people hear when they don't have perfect pitch. I just don't. My mom called my brother tone deaf. My dad is not into music, but he loves my Angel Bocelli CD. He puts in his car, and 4 Seasons, and that's the 2 CDs he has in his car. Anyways, so what do we do not know? No published studies. We also don't know if ADHD increases, decreases, or doesn't affect the likelihood of having perfect pitch. We also don't know whether ADHD, its traits, affect the functioning of those with perfect pitch differently, such as in musical tasks, pitch memory, and training outcomes. There's little data on how ADHD medication or ADHD-related cognitive attention differences interact with perfect pitch. I am kind of experimenting this on myself a little bit. I smoke weed, it enhances my perfect pitch, it enhances my musical skills. And no, I don't get high. I don't know what high feels like, but I feel the music, and then I stop. But when I started taking the methylphenidate for ADHD, it switches into something that's more theoretical instead of something that just comes naturally. So there's a lot of studies that needs to be done, and I think that, for different people, it will do different things depending on your medication, depending on how you react to different types of marijuana. Like, I only smoke sativa, which gives you, creativity, innovation, and it's not like indica that just makes you like, So, anyways, so there we go. I think that's the last thing I want to say is be cautious. Just because someone has perfect pitch doesn't mean they don't have ADHD related needs, such as attention supports, executive functioning strategies. Also, perfect pitch is rare. Not every musician or ADHD person will have it. We'll see you at the next episode. Thank you.